We are here now to visit the place where the most traumatic experience in the life of Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam took place. This is essentially where one day Sayyidina Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam came to give the message to Thakif, and this is no small feat. Thakif is different. It is basically 50 miles more or less from Makkah al-Mukarramah, and they came walking all the way here to send the message, spread the message. Of the message of Islam, but he was humiliated.
Are you doing live? Now we are in the city of Taif, and this city has immense painful memories in prophetic seerah and for us as well. As Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when he came here with the message of peace and Islam, these people at that time did not only accept but also ridicule and tortured the Prophet Islam, and he took refuge here in this garden near the stone, and here and here this garden orchard was owned by two Meccan leaders who were against the Prophet Islam, but looking at the situation, they also felt sympathy, and they sent some grapes for the Prophet Islam to a man named Al-Das, who became Sahabiya radiallahu ta'ala anhu. So this is the place where this Prophet Islam prayed and also blessed Al-Das with Islam. He was a Christian young man who accepted Islam. चले वो आ जाते थे यहाँ फिर इकट्ठे करके बताते हैं. Men can gather around here, and these men can stay on this side. उधर तो आखिर तक चले जाएं. आखिर तक चले जाए थे. खड़े हो जाए साथ में. आज आज इधर भी खड़े हो जाए. आज थोड़े थोड़े करीब आ गए. माइक्रोफोन तो नहीं है वो. अच्छा
आगे आ जाए.
आप भी आ गया. आप इधर तशरीफ ले. women come here so that everybody comes here. Yes? Right? Women can come here so that they can hear the nafas. But Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. We are in the city of Thakif. Thakif literally means one who circumambulates, like we saw tawaf is from this word as well. This city, as you have seen, actually, it's a weather, because it's in height, so it's famous for its fruits and its weather and its greenery. At that time also, the second largest tribe of Arabs, Thakif, called Thakif, Bani Thakif, they used to live here. At that time, the Prophet ﷺ was giving dawah at the climax in Makkah and surroundings. The people of Makkah were very much against, not only against, verbally, physically abusing Muslims and also Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But there was some kind of protection. The Prophet ﷺ's main supporters and comforter, two major one, was Hazrat Abu Talib and Sayyida Khadija al-Kubra radiyallahu ta'ala anha. नबी अलैहिस्सलाम ने जब दावत का काम शुरू किया तो मक्का में बहुत मुखालफत हुई, और आपके जो सबसे बड़े हामी और मददगार वो हज़रत खदीजा अल-कुबरा रज़ियल्लाहु ताला अन्हा और हज़रत अबू तालिब, इनकी वजह से आप अलैहिस्सलाम को वो मक्का वाले कम तकलीफ देते। उसी साल वो दोनों जो है वो दुनिया से पर्दा फरमा गए, हज़रत अबू तालिब भी और सईदा खदीजा अल-कुबरा. So both of great supporter of Rasulullah ﷺ, they passed away in the same year. So very much utmost difficulty. There was already a boycott before that actually, and Muslims were living a life of agony and pain. So now when these two also passed away, the Prophet ﷺ thought that I would spread the message and get some support from one of the largest tribe in Arab, Thakif, as they said, Bani Thakif. So he alayhi salatu wasalam, the journey which we did on bus comfortably, he alayhi salatu wasalam did on foot with one of his great companions, Hazrat Zayd radiallahu ta'ala anhu was with him. Imagine two people on foot, without food, without water, because that finished after some time. So traveling in the mountains. तो नबी अलैहिस्सलाम ने उस दौर में सफ़र किया ताइफ का, जो कितनी दूर है, कितने किलोमीटर आप बस पे आए हैं, तो आपने पैदल सफ़र किया भूखे और प्यासे. किस लिए? Not for himself, but for yourself. अपने लिए नहीं उन्होंने किया, आप लोग जो हैं इनके लिए किया है कि आपकी पैगाम आप तक पहुंचाना था. That message should have actually conveyed to be, so that the message conveyed further. So here, after many hours, day and night, he alayhi salatu wasalam, 10 days. A lot of people don't know that. गोतमिते आप आए वापस चले गए, ऐसी बात नहीं. 10 दिन हजूर अलैहिस्सलाम यहाँ दावत देते रहे. He would visit different tribal chiefs. He stayed, he will negotiate, he will mention, etc. After 10 days, 10 दिन बाद वो किसी ने बात न, they all did mashwara and turned against Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that we are not going to accept. And they ridiculed, they said, oh, Allah did not find anyone else to make a prophet, only He find you. You don't have any money, any such land and any richness and material gains, etc. So they said different type of things. One of them said, if you are not a prophet, I don't want to speak to you anyway. If you are, I still don't want to go against you, so I don't want to speak anyway. So it's different. So after 10 days when they did not, 10 दिन नबी अलैहिस्सलाम इधर गुजारे तो किसी ने सुनी बात नहीं, खाना पीना भी वो नहीं देते थे. देखे ना कई दिन गुजर गए भूखे, कुछ मिलता किसी ने दे दिया थोड़ा बहुत. फिर आप अलैहिस्सलाम ने सोचा कि he always thought that if they are not listening, let's try with the common people. जो आम बंदे हैं उनको दावत देते. फिर आप अलैहिस्सलाम ने आम बंदों को दावत दी, उन्होंने भी नहीं सुनी. So then the chiefs, they thought that oh, this person is speaking to our subordinates and our common people, that they might actually listen to him. So they brought some gangsters together. Azan ho le liye. आप ऊपर आ जाओ, आ जाओ इधर इंशाअल्लाह. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So then they thought that this person is going to get support from the common people. कि आपको आम बंदे शायद बात सुन लें आप अलैहिस्सलाम की. तो उन्होंने कुछ बदमाश वगैरह इस तरह के लोगों को ला के कहा कि जो है इनको शहर से बाहर निकालो. तो he was in the city of this city. तो उन्होंने पत्थर मारने शुरू किए. They started pelting stones and pushing. He alayhi salatu wasalam was alone and only one companion. He was trying to save and take the stones on his body, but how much he could. So much so that the Prophet ﷺ feet clogged with blood in his blessed sandals, कि आपके जो पाँव मुबारक है वो खून से जो है वो चिपक गए जो है वो साफ जूतों के, और खून बह रहा है सारा, so much पानी नहीं है. And so much so that the Prophet Islam, when he came here, very close to here, he fell, went unconscious, dehydrated, not dehydrated, but actually also the blood actually had flown from Prophet Islam. Actually, it was overflow of, actually you may say, the blood as well. So he became unconscious and he came on the ground. So these people then actually picked him up again, and someone still actually held him. So this was, so the Rasulullah said this was the most severest day of his life, because he went through many wars and things, but he said not as much as this. So then he alayhi salatu wasalam took, after these people actually left him unconscious and thing, and he stood up, and there was a stone, he alayhi salatu wasalam, maybe that's why this masjid is known actually, that he, and there was a garden, and the garden is still here. You can see the garden of grapes, owned by two Meccan actually chiefs. Those were already so much, actually you may say, staunch enemies, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came without telling them here to get support, and now his enemies were also watching what was his state. So much so that they became sympathetic as well, looking at that actually the state of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So they sent a young man, Christian, named Addas, who was serving, watering the garden. So he came and he gave some grapes to the Prophet Islam. The Prophet said, Bismillah. And he was surprised, because the mushrikeen, they would never say like this. So he said that, how do you know it is Bismillah? Prophet Islam asked him, that, where are you from? He said, I am from Nineveh. The Prophet Islam said, oh, you are from the city of my brother Yunus bin Matta. He said, you know about him? I am his follower. Prophet Islam said, yes, he is my brother, he is Prophet of Allah. And I am also the Prophet of Allah. So all through this journey, this person was blessed with Islam and Iman, the whole of the journey. So one person wrote Islam. So he kissed the head, injured, wounded head of the Prophet Islam, his hand, and comforted him. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did dua for him, and he said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, you can see my state, what these people have done. If you are still pleased with me, then I do not worry about anything. These are difficulties, they can pass with. The major thing is that you are pleased with me. काफ़िल इस्लाम ने दुआ की, लंबी दुआ है, उसमें आपने फरमाया कि या अल्लाह, अगर तू राज़ी है तो फिर मुझे किसी चीज़ की फिक्र नहीं. मैं मुश्किल में हूँ, तकलीफ़ में हूँ, लेकिन इससे पता चल रहा है कि बंदे को मुख्तलिफ मामलात में वो ये ख्याल करना चाहिए कि अल्लाह पाक बंदे से राज़ी है कि नहीं. अल्लाह अगर राज़ी है तो चाहे मुश्किल है, परेशानी है, जो भी हो रहा है, फिर भी बंदा कामयाब है. और अल्लाह राज़ी नहीं तो बंदा महल्लों में बैठा है, खाने खा रहा है, और उसको सेहत भी है, सब चीज़ है, वो फिर भी बंदा जो है वो नाकाम है, क्योंकि वो अल्लाह की नाराज़गी में है. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the angel of mountain, Malikul Jibal, ये जो पहाड़ थी, as you can see the mountain, वो पहाड़ पर फरिश्ता आया. उसने कहा कि मैं, आप अगर हुक्म दें तो मैं क्योंकि इन्होंने भी पत्थर मारे हैं, big mountains will fall upon them and crush them. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no, I'm not sent as a curse, I'm sent as a mercy. I hope that their descendants will accept Islam, they won't commit shirk, and they will accept. So in actual fact, this city now is with the barakah and dua of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the positive side to it. Today more than 1 million Muslims live here, and are actually living, worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Masjid. Abdullah bin Abbas, radiallahu anhu, as you have heard, the great companion also lived here. So this city is the barakah of that. If he had done dua, now the city has been destroyed. No one would have been. And especially the people who are living in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Iran, these people are more indebted to the journey of Taif of the Prophet ﷺ, because these people did not benefit at that time, but who benefited? It was people from here, Sayyidina Khalid ibn Walid radiallahu ta'ala anhu, whose victories, it spread across actually the Qadisiyah, Iran, and then actually Afghanistan, and all these countries came into Islam, or the message of Islam reached. And also Hajjaj bin Yusuf and Muhammad bin Qasim, who brought Islam in Sindh, in India at that time. Sindh now presently in Pakistan. So Hajjaj bin Yusuf was also from this city as well. Khalid ibn Walid and Muhammad bin Qasim. So the Islam we got in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, all these areas was through these people. So it was the suffering of the Prophet ﷺ, the stoning and the suffering has a direct relationship with us. The message has reached us through these people who came from these cities, the city of Taif, and that's why we are Muslims. So to convey the message of Islam to us, Rasulullah gave his own blood and flesh actually, so that we are Muslim and reading Kalima today. तो आज जो हम खासतौर पर ये इंडो पाक, हिंदुस्तान, बांग्लादेश, पाकिस्तान के लोग कलमा पढ़ रहे हैं, वो नबी अलैहिस्सलाम के इस सफ़र की उस दुआ की बरकत है। क्योंकि अगर आप दुआ करते ये तबाह हो जाते, ना खालिद इब्न वलीद होते, ना आजाद मोहम्मद बिन कासिम, और ये लोग फिर इस्लाम कैसे पहुंचता उधर। तो इन लोगों की वजह से इस्लाम पहुंचा सिंध में, इंडिया में, बांग्लादेश में, ईरान में, पाकिस्तान में। तो हम जो कलमा पढ़ रहे हैं, जो दीन है, ये नबी अलैहिस्सलाम के उस खून के कतरा है। तो अब हमारी ज़्यादा जिम्मेदारी बनती है। वी हैव मोर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी upon us now actually to practice and convey this message for our benefit and the benefit of the generation. हमारे ऊपर और जिम्मेदारी बनती है। तो ये वो जगह है और ये वो बाग है इधर। तो इंशाल्लाह चलो भी दुआ कर लेते हैं। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह रब्बिल आलमीन वस्सलामु अला रसूलिल्लाह व अला आलिहि व सहबिहि अजमईन। या रब्बल आलमीन या अरहमर राहिमीन। We are sinful people. What the Prophet ﷺ did for us, we can never pay back even one of the fraction and the minutest in any way or shape or form. But we ask you, you are His Lord and our Lord, to send infinite blessings and peace upon Him, with which does not end ever. And Ya Arhamar Rahimin, grant Him the greatest of Marifah and the greatest of Muqam Mahmud, and whatever goodness you have which we even do not know. And Ya Arhamar Rahimin, from ourselves send salam upon the Prophet ﷺ. And Ya Rabbal Alameen, Ya Arhamar Rahimin, enable us to appreciate and practice and convey this beautiful message of beautiful religion Islam to the masses and to all people, and the path of Rasulullah ﷺ. And enable us also to die with Iman, resurrected with the pious and righteous. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, Hazur al-Islam के सफ़र ताइफ तकलीफ का सदका हम गुनाहगारों की भी मग़फ़िरत फरमा और हमें भी दीन के लिए कुर्बानी देने वाला, सफ़र करने वाला, पैगाम पहुँचाने वाला बना। हज़ूर al-Islam तो आप कुछ नहीं दे सकते, ये सब कुछ आपके सदक़े कायनात बनी है। लेकिन तू रब है, तू रब मोहम्मद है सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम। या खबर है, तू अपने पास से उनको बेहतरीन जज़ा नसीब फरमा हमारी तरफ से। या अरहमर राहिमीन, जो किसी नबी को किसी उम्मती की तरफ से पहुँचती है, या रब्बल आलमीन, हमें हुज़ूर इस्लाम की मोहब्बत, आपकी इत्तबा, आपकी शफ़ाअत, आपकी सुन्नत पर चलना, आपके पैगाम को आगे पहुँचाना नसीब फरमा। जो लोग अभी ये देख रहे हैं लाइव या बाद में देखेंगे, देखने वाले क़यामत तक, जो भी जब तक ये पैगाम सुनेंगे। या अल्लाह उन सब को भी नबी अलैहिस्सलाम की मोहब्बत इत्तबा नसीब फरमा और दुनिया आखिरत की भलाई सब हम सब को नसीब फरमा। जो दूर से देख रहे हैं उनको भी हरमैन शरीफैन की ज़ियारत और इन जगहों की ज़ियारत, ताकि वो भी सबक हासिल कर सकें, फैज़ हासिल कर सकें। इस शहर में हज़रत अजीम सहाबी नबी अलैहिस्सलाम के अहले बैत चचाजाद भाई सैयदना अब्दुल्ला बिन अब्बास रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु मदफून हैं, उनके दर्जात बुलंद फरमा, उनका फैज़ भी हमें नसीब फरमा। जितने भी माई बहनें बेटियां बेटे मौजूद हैं या नहीं आ सके किसी वजह से अपने अपने मुल्कों में हैं, सबको बेहतरीन रज़ा नसीब फरमा। और या अरहमर राहिमीन अपने फजल व करम से हमें भी अपनी रज़ा नसीब फरमा, रज़ा वाली मौत नसीब फरमा। क़यामत के दिन भी हमें अपनी रज़ा नसीब फरमाना, जन्नत में भी अपना दीदार नसीब फरमाना। शैतान के शार, नफ्स के शार, शरीरों के शर से हम सबको सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम। जज़ाकल्लाह। ये बनाना है फोटो तो बना ले, खड़े हैं सब।
इसको भी ना
बनाओ इंशाल्लाह,
इसको भी
because this masjid is closed, so और फिर हम चलते हैं उधर रास्ते में कोई मस्जिद आएगी तो उसमें नमाज पढ़ लेते हैं। हाँ हाँ मैं आऊँ, ठीक, चलो शाबाश। हाँ चले हाँ चले बात।
I know he was there. I'm doing well then. See. Pictures of that. So well, good for look.
Sorry? Maybe open, huh? This is for me.
Ask him. I'm doing live.
You see that garden?
Basically, to conclude this live, inshallah, hopefully we'll be offering Zohr Salah, inshallah. This is Masjid Arish, where it's reported Arish, and where Sayyidina Abbas radiallahu anhu gave the blessed grapes in the garden to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah, no. It's called Arish as well. Yeah. There's the sign of the masjid. Is it open? So, inshallah, on our next stop during the ziyarah, we'll be going live as well, hopefully. So, with this in mind, we'll bring this live to a close, inshallah. Azza wa Jal. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.